you, Dave. Right. Okay, very good. Okay, so let's leave San Francisco now, and let's see. We had Doc and Dave. I think between Doc and Dave, one of you was next.
Yeah. Let's stay in San Francisco.
All right, let's stay in San
Yeah.
Francisco.
Okay, I'll do my best here. The Funny Face Gang. Screaming, gleaming, close at hand. Churning, burning in the sand. Forget them, lad. Let them hang. Forget the Funny Face Gang. Growing, sowing across the land. Moving, grooving, contraband. Escape your evil ways, she sang. Escape the Funny Face Gang. Listening, glistening to a band. Hearing, cheering each demand. Ignore their blasts. Ignore their bang. Ignore the Funny Face Gang. Biting, fighting, reprimand. Beaming, dreaming, final stand. Deny them all, that last cry rang. Deny the Funny Face Gang.
All right, well, I'm sorry, I got a funny face on that. All right.
Here's the second.
Okay.
Another one.
Never know where you're going to go, Dave. I love it. I never know where you're going to go.
I always like to keep you on the edge of your seat.
Keep us guessing, babe.
Keep you guessing.
All right. Okay, number 2, please.
Let's go somewhere else. Hong Kong transfer. The Union Jack comes down. The Chinese flag goes up. Probably no opium in the hall. Prince Charles makes jolly with Jiang Zemin. If the soldiers march with such precision, live via C-SPAN on Chinese national television, English service from Beijing, cut to music, young woman dancing, softly fluttering as new butterflies in Tiananmen Square. All lovely smiles, pretty feet lightly tripping over the ghost of blood, and the slumbering spirit of the goddess of democracy.
Okay. Yeah. All right. You couldn't recite that in China.
You sure could. But I could recite it at Angora Poets.
And elsewhere.
And elsewhere, true.
Yeah. Now, are you aware of a very, very phenomenal individual who lives in San Francisco named John Chang?
I don't believe I am.
Okay, well, I hope you get to. I mean,
John Chang?
Chang.
Jang. A poet?
Jon. What he does is he composes with some of the leading avant-garde jazz groups in the country.
Cool.
He's composed with poets too, Mary Baraka,
Yes.
and other people, the Kronos Quartet.
Yes.
And he's from San Francisco, and he has a passion for promoting Chinese American contributions.
Absolutely. Sounds like somebody to find out about.
Yeah.
Sorry to be ignorant of you
John
now.
Chang.
Yeah, John
All
Jang.
right.
Thank you.
So, three's a charm.
Okay.
Waiting.
Three's a charm. Thanks. And somewhere else again. In the reading room with two poets. In the reading room with a few other souls. A tall, beautiful woman stands before me, talking to somebody in the next row. I glance behind me over my left shoulder. Yonder comes the Jack of Roses, or some guy doing a damn good imitation of the poet I have come here to hear. I think, here comes my death. He stops next to me and greets the tall, beautiful woman. She is the other poet reading on the program. He borrows a coin from a man in the next row and flips it to determine which of them will read first. Comes up tails. She reads first and goes to the podium and begins to read her marvelous poem.
A scene from real life.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. Well, you went 3 different places.
Indeed.
You went 3 different places. All of them memorable. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Right. Well, shall we go with someone next?
I'll go next.
Okay, Mr. David Wilson.
Thank you.
Staying in the Bay Area, San Francisco.
Indeed. Okay. Untitled, loudly. They stood about the house, talking of things that did not matter. Then the beer was brought in, and they drank until they could not talk at all. So I would like to close out 2020 with a cover poem. In my view, one of the greatest poems ever written, by William Butler Yeats, The Second Coming. Turning and turning in the widening gyre, the falcon cannot hear the falconer. Things fall apart. The center cannot hold. Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. The blood-dimmed tide is loosed. And everywhere the ceremony of innocence is drowned. The best lack all conviction, while the worst are full of passionate intensity. Surely some revelation is at hand. Surely the second coming is at hand. The second coming. Hardly are those words out when a vast image out of Spiritus Mundi troubles my sight. Somewhere in sands of the desert, a shape with lion body and the head of a man, a gaze blank and pitiless as the sun, is moving its slow thighs, while all about it, real shadows of the indignant desert birds. The darkness drops again, but now I know that 20 centuries of stony sleep were vexed to nightmare by a rocking cradle. And what rough beast, its hour come round at last, slouches towards Bethlehem to be born?